Hello, creative travelers, and welcome back to another video. We are soon in 2025. I have no idea where the time has gone, but it's a new year very soon. And in contradiction to my usual self, I would like to be a little bit more prepared. I would like to know where I'm going mental-wise, art-wise. And so I've been in this think box lately, coming up with thoughts and ideas and plans to how I can best help myself succeed artist-wise for the New Year's. And so I thought maybe this is something that can be useful for you as well. So yeah, let's get into it. I will be using my little notebook with my notes and see if I can stay on track. I will also be using a timer because I always talk for too long. So we're gonna have a timer for 2 minutes because I should be able to put all the information I want to say into 2 minutes. Now if I drag it a little bit, that's fine, but you know, at least I can try. So let's see, we're gonna start the timer. The first point I want to talk about is how we can set ourselves up for success and how we can prevent to set ourselves up for failure, which is like, I think, even a bigger point for the new year. I guess this is related to not just artist-wise, also just life-wise, but since we're talking art, I'm gonna put more focus on that. I know I am the kind of person who easily sets myself up for failure because I neglect the understanding of myself. I forget that I have strengths and I have weaknesses. I forget that I have limits. I forget that I have bad habits. And yeah, basically I live this in tune with myself. That's probably not a word. So a goal for me for 2025 will be to live more in tune with myself, my limits, my strengths, my habits. Observe myself a little bit more so that I can set my days up in ways that actually help me be more productive. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the word productive, but you know, it's always nice when you get things done and you feel that the time you spend on the thing is actually quality time. I know personally that the better I feel, so the more relaxed, the more energized, the more at peace I am in my mind, the more excited I am to create. So I, for example, also now know that it is darkness time here in Norway. After 3 p.m. it's dark and it just keeps getting darker earlier. And so I know that I will get tired, I will be uninspired, I will probably still do tidbits, you know, in the dark hours of the day, but it's not my most inspiring time. So I know moving forward the next couple of months, I will have to prioritize setting off time chunks for my art in the days where it's daylight. Now this is a very simple step, but I hope you get my point here. Oh, that's already 2 minutes. So if we learn to live in tune with ourselves, we not only start to feel better, but by feeling better, we most likely will also be way more excited to create and have fun with it. Number 2 also bleeds into the other one, I would say, and it's about the expectations. For this new year, I will be setting very low expectations for myself because I am the kind of person who usually sets very high expectations that I'm not able to achieve. And when I'm not able to achieve them, I get all these negative thoughts and, you know, I start talking a lot of trash about myself. I feel down. It becomes this downward self-sabotaging cycle. And so I know if I want to set myself up for success, I have to start at a low threshold so that I can achieve small things that give me the feeling of a win. And the best part is that, okay, if I have a really low threshold, you know, I can probably do a little bit more and then I will get the feeling of, oh, I did more than I planned to, and I will feel even better. I think that will be a very simple yet effective way to cheer myself on, to feel better about myself. And again, this is probably not related specifically to art. This can be related to everything, every goal you have. But to start small, having the small goals that you know you can achieve will ultimately help you build yourself up, both strength-wise and mental-wise and creative-wise, for the bigger successes in the future. I think that was less than 2 minutes, but I forgot to put on my timer, so okay. Oh yeah, this one. This one is a hot topic, I would say. We're starting the timer. It's about social media. As you probably noticed, I I refer a lot to myself in these points, and that is because, ultimately I just came up with this idea for this video because I was working on this for myself. But I have realized that as soon as I go on Instagram, on YouTube, on whatever social media platform, and I see art stuff of great people who make amazing things, I start comparing myself. And you might not be one who compares yourself. I sometimes think I don't, but subconsciously I always look at my own art and others, because I know I'm not an amateur, I'm not a beginner, but I'm an intermediate. I'm not that good yet. I have so much left to learn. And that is an exciting thing. But when you see all these people who are incredibly good and talented, and you just start seeing everything they do, and you see all these beautiful paintings that they make, you just get discouraged. And so it's going to be an important point for me moving forward that if I know I'm going to start working on a piece in X amount of hours, or tomorrow I want to do this course, I'm going to make a big deal out of not looking at other people's art, just staying away from social media, not seeing what other people create. There is a time for that, for looking at other people's art and be inspired. But I think when you're going to be working and practicing your own, it's important to, kind of shut yourself off in a way, and just stay focused on your thing, and remember that your art and your artist journey is so unique. You cannot compare it with anyone. It's just not possible. So yeah, stay away from the social media before you do your art stuff. That was all I wanted to say. And I have 8 seconds left. Now that's a win. This one, the fourth, I think we're on the fourth one, might be a bit of a longer one because it involves a story. Because a couple of weeks ago, I posted this video of me doing Paint Coach, his free art course week thing. Paint Week is what he calls it. And I think in that video, I talked a lot about how good courses can be, and how important it is to tune into yourself and to accept yourself as an artist where you're at, and blah, blah, blah. And yes, that's a good point. I said all these things, and I wholeheartedly believe they are true, and I really try to live by my words, but there was this comment. It wasn't a negative one, it was just one that made me laugh, because this guy just said, he basically said all these things are important, but also practice. Practice is important. And I kind of felt put on the spot, because I'm the kind of person who, if I go too long between pieces, between courses, between practicing, I start overthinking it, I start to get scared, and I try to avoid it because, it gives me a lot of uncomfortable feelings, because I feel vulnerable and I feel very insecure about my art. And the simple fact, if you resonate with any of that, is the best thing we can do for ourselves is practice. Practice, practice, practice. Not once every 3 weeks, not one painting every 6 months. No, often. If not daily, a couple of times a week. Even if it's just a 10-minute sketch in your sketchbook, it's so important for us to brave our fears, to keep on making art despite those negative emotions. It is in this uncomfortable place of fear and vulnerability and insecurity that we get better, that we grow as artists, but that we also grow as people. And I think ultimately that is our 2 minutes. that should be, or that can be one of the highest goals of just getting older, is to grow, is to get better at things, to really, hone our skills. Is that the right word? For every little sketch, no matter how good or bad you make, you chisel a little bit of way away of that artist dream vision life that you may have, or that person you want to be. And doing the small things, doing the small efforts, I think in the long run will give us the most results. Yes. Now, I have only one more to go. I don't think this video will be too long, actually, which is, kind of a miracle when we're talking about me here. Okay, so this last one here is something that I've talked about, I think, in several videos, but I cannot talk enough about it, apparently, because I'm putting it in here. And that is the importance for you to prioritize your art. Prioritize for you to set off time to do the things that you love. This world has so much mental health issues. People are suffering so much, and there's an increasing lack of therapists. So in my view, in my opinion, it's so important that we learn to therapize ourselves. And the best way we can do that is through the things that truly interest us and truly bring us joy. In this case, it is art, it is being creative, because I think that's why you clicked on the video. But yeah, setting off time to do your passion just for the sake of feeling good and excited about something, it does something to your brain. It gives you the endorphins, the excitement to keep on going. And now this might be easy to say when, you have art block, when you're really, really struggling. It is really hard to connect to your creative side. And yes, I definitely speak from experience here. The best advice I can give to that, which also might be a little bit hard to say because it involves other people, but one thing that has helped me so much is to talk to other creative people, to talk to other people who love making things, to allow yourself to tune into their energies, to tune into their excitement, and to hear that you are not alone, because every artist, every creative person, if you're a musician, if you knit sweaters, if you do woodworking, or if you write, every creative person go through these phases of having some kind of creative block. And to be able to talk to them and to feel that you're not alone and to share their positive energies and experiences is key, I think, to keep yourself going, to help yourself out of this block. Now, I am, of course, going to promote my own Discord server here because the Traveler of World Discord server is the place, or not the place, but it's a place where you can get this support, where you can find these energies and find lovely, lovely people who will help you on your way. So if you're struggling with the art block, if you're struggling with anything creative, we wholeheartedly want to invite you to join us there and have a lovely chat and just, hang out. We have creative sessions, we have quiet company, we share our work, we share our struggles, and I cannot put into words how much this has helped me personally to keep going and just stay more uplifted in my own mind regarding my art. Now, this promotion of the Discord server is over. It is in the link. The link is in the description. I think whilst I was taking notes for myself on how I want to approach 2025, those were my main points. So tuning more into myself, understanding my needs, and also understanding my limits. Starting with low thresholds so that I can claim these tiny wins that can help me feel better about myself. Because again, if you feel good about yourself, you will automatically be more inspired to create art, in my opinion. And just limiting your social media use, limiting the factors that can put you in a comparison mode, because this comparison mode is just a sad and discouraging place to be. It is good for us to learn how to handle it and, talk to our own brains to still be able to look at other people's art and not feel this way. But we also need to kind of figure out in which time blocks our brains can handle it and in which time blocks our brains cannot. And for me, it is before I'm going to make an art piece, before I'm going to do a course, my brain is not good at the positive comparison talk. Then it was the point of prioritizing practice. That is the only way ultimately to get better. If it's just 10 minutes every day, if it's 10 minutes every other day, this will ultimately lead you to become a better artist. And it's important to remember that. Just going for weeks or months, thinking about all the things you want to be creating, but not actually taking the steps, is just going to prolong this whole experience. And you are just doing yourself a bit of a disfavor. I think I'm throwing a lot of wrong, non-existing English words in here. But you're throwing yourself a disfavor. You probably get my point. And the last one is, please prioritize the things that you love doing. It is so important for your own mental health, for your own artistic journey, and also for society, if that is an important point to you. You actually contribute to society by doing the things that you love. You allow other people to do the same by doing this for yourself. So I hope that makes sense. Anyway, there is a winter prepping video on its way. We have our fireplace installed. I have some really exciting news regarding the tiny paintings, the Gifts of Love project that I was working on, but all that is coming a little later in a week or so. So I will see you again then. Please, if you have any good advice for how to, approach our artist selves in 2025, I'd love to hear it. I'll take all the tips and all the help I can get, because I know that I will need it in order to improve, in order to get better, but also, most importantly, have fun whilst doing that. Feel good about myself whilst I am working on this artist life. So yeah, feel free to write that in the comments and let other people see your thoughts. Also, again, check out Discord if you haven't and you would like to join a lovely group. I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.